I cheat all the time.
Are you a cheater?
Yeah. Repetitively, unfortunately.
She goes from making $9 million on OnlyFans, doing everything, to now all of a sudden a Christian and profiting off of Christianity like that. Real or phony? Welcome back to the JP Reacts channel, my beautiful freedom-loving friend, where we like to call out the lies, hypocrisy, corruption of tyrants and Satan, shine the light of awareness on woke absurdities, and we do highlight the amazing work of other freedom fighters. So, we have an interesting phenomenon going on. We'll tell you about one specific lady named Nala Ray. Went from making $9 million on OnlyFans, doing everything, so making porn, to then all of a sudden becoming a Christian overnight like that, and now also profiting off of Christianity. Is that real? Is it phony? We'll get into it. I'll share my opinions, and I'll look forward to hearing yours along the way. Now, this is one individual, but this is a growing trend amongst both women and men. In this case, we're going to be sexist. We're talking about women, aren't we? Making a lot of money doing immoral things, getting millions in the bank, and then all of a sudden conveniently becoming a moral character in the public eye. But you know how the devil likes to masquerade as an angel in disguise? That would tell us if the devil is masquerading as an angel in disguise, wouldn't the devil be masquerading as a moral character? Going from obviously degenerate living to all of a sudden a moral character, can we start to ask questions and consider, just because they're living as a moral character, playing the role of a moral character, can we see the immoral people underneath that who are perhaps trying to deceive us for their own gain, whether it's the gain of attention, money, status, or all of the above? The woman at hand, Nala Ray, that we saw the opening clip of, who has made $9 million on OnlyFans, then left that because all of a sudden became a Christian, according to her. Let's take a quick look at her prior to being saved. Real or phony, we're going to figure it out along the way. I believe she was just saved, left OnlyFans life for Christian life, just as recently as this past February. So this is a clip of her on a podcast when she was full on in the OnlyFans life, doing all the immoral things for money. And I show you this because it's just showing her character that she exemplified throughout her life.
Okay, so listen, cheating, it's not that difficult. You're with someone or they're with someone. I don't even have to be with someone, but if you're with someone and you have a girl, I'm gonna sit on your and be like, isn't my tighter? Isn't it better? Isn't that just hot?
Isn't that just hot? I'll destroy your relationship. I'll use my body to get this guy's attention to validate that I'm worth more than his current girlfriend. Isn't that hot? I would say it's degenerate. I would say it's immoral. I would say you can do that. Freedom, you can choose to do that if you'd like. Yet I think what we can say is this just being a quick snapshot. As she was talking about her fantasy of why she loves cheating, we can say like, all right, that's not hard to say that's an immoral person. Well, she literally sells her body on OnlyFans to have random guys do random things to her so she can make money from people who want to watch that. And then you can look at her Instagram. This is her present day doing a stupid dance with stupid pink hair. Clothing line dropping soon. Be the change. Cool. So she was the change that we all wish to see in the world. And after making $9 million on OnlyFans, of course, now looking to cash in as a Christian figure. Buy my merch. What an idiot, says the guy wearing a Got God shirt, which you can get at my merch shop, wakewithjp.com. By the way, I get people calling me out like, JP, are you grifting off of God, Christianity, selling a shirt like this? And I will say, I'm glad people ask those questions of me. I think we should question everyone. And then you be the judge. If you think I'm authentic with like, I think we need more God in our lives, and I like to, for myself, and encourage other people to wear our thinking out loud. Thus, I sell this shirt. But I think it's important that we question everyone because the devil masquerades as an angel in disguise. Is she still the same person, still using her OnlyFans mindset, only now the snail has left that shell, but doing the same thing within the Christian theater, if you will. She recently went on Michael Knowles' show and did a long form, almost 2.5 hour interview. We're certainly not going to watch the whole thing, but here is the opening clip, and we'll watch another clip shortly. And this is her post OnlyFans, now claiming to be a Christian.
I was a pastor's kid. It started slow. I started OnlyFans. I made like $85,000 the first month.
What was it about you that was able to make $1 million a year?
My biggest thing that I sold was that I'm multiple girls. I put all of that energy into creating Nala.
How much money do you have at this point?
9 million. My parents kind of disowned me.
That sounds catastrophic.
Sorry. I've never really dove into that feeling.
Yeah.
Never talked about this. What's the point of all this money when I don't have feelings?
Is that the moment where you say, all right, I got to start getting out of this thing?
I was sobbing. I was looking at my fireplace. I grabbed the Bible. I was like, God, I need an answer now. I truly need an answer now. And he gave me an answer.
What did he say?
We'll get back to our scholarly conversation in just a moment, but first, are you like me where you want robust nutrition to fuel you throughout your day, but you don't always have time for it? Or you need an energy pick-me-up, but you don't want the crash of caffeine? Well, I've found Organifi Red Juice solves those problems for me in a delicious way. Recharge your mind and body with a delicious superfood berry blend of premium organic superfoods that contain potent adaptogens, antioxidants, and a clinical dose of cordyceps, my personally favorite mushroom. Increase your energy and boost nitric oxide levels with 0 caffeine and only 2 grams of sugar. Organifi Red Juice gives you 13 superfoods for energy support in a drink that is nutrient dense and antioxidant rich. It's 100% USDA certified organic. Tastes delicious, it's fast, and it's easy to make. It supports your energy with natural herbs, medicinal mushrooms, and antioxidants. Unless you love crappy energy, go to Organifi.com and use code JPReacts for 20% off any item in the Organifi store. When 2:30 p.m. rolls around, just drop a scoop in some cold water, stir, and enjoy the antioxidant benefits. Go to Organifi.com and use code JPReacts for 20% off everything Organifi offers. Now back to the show. Those are great words to say. The problem is, anyone can say those words. If we live in a world, kind of steel man what she says for a second, and live in a world where we think she's a phony, we realize anyone can bypass. What are we bypassing? Well, first off, you heard her immoral character. Like, I want to cheat other girls' boyfriends, use their boyfriends, prove that I'm a better person than them. They'll value me more. Cool. Then, of course, selling her body on OnlyFans for money. Women, or men for that matter, don't do that unless they have an incredible amount of pain inside. I can't imagine what kind of childhood trauma, be it emotional, I don't know about physical or sexual abuse in her case, but that's a traumatized person with unresolved trauma, acting out that kind of behavior. Some people will do it with drugs. Some people will do it with gambling. Some people will become a multi-millionaire because they channel it all into a work ethic, but it's all compensating for unresolved trauma. Can God and Jesus heal that trauma? Yes. However, if you don't actually do the work to heal the trauma, you can also bypass it. Pretend it's not there. Instead of escaping it through selling your body and being a degenerate, you can escape it in the opposite direction by playing the role of someone who has overcome your trauma. In the New Age movement, it's called spiritual bypassing. In this case, we could call it Christian bypassing, where how you bypass it, you know how to say all the right things. So you just figure out, I need to say, God saved me. I grabbed the Bible. I'm following God's way. You say those things to convince other people that you are this person full of integrity now. But if you're bypassing, you're still the same person over here that you're trying to escape from, because you're ultimately trying to escape your trauma. Now, I get highly suspicious of someone who makes a transformation like that. I get highly suspicious that it is not authentic, that they are in fact bypassing. Turns out I'm not the only one. If you take a look at this commenter on Twitter about the Nala Ray interview on Michael Knowles, I had no comment on the Nala Ray situation until I watched her interview with Michael Knowles. I don't believe her for a second. Everything comes off as fake. She's not being intentionally deceptive. She's at least lying to herself. Pretty much goes hand in hand with my Steelman argument about her being a potential phony who's doing Christian bypassing. And here's a short clip of her on a different interview to go.
And it was just such a dark time in my life. Before you started OnlyFans, like, what would you say to yourself or do? I would shake myself and tell her, that girl right there, how worth it she is. You know, how special she actually is. I was just believing the lies of the world, the lies of, myself. I lied to myself so much about it. I do feel like God.
By the way, if she believed her own lies she told herself when she was on OnlyFans, is it possible that the part of her that was telling her the lies that she believed, that part of her is now telling her different lies, and she's still gullible enough to believe them, but the lies are angled in a different direction. Therefore, she says, well, those lies over there, I can see those were lies, but they're not lies. This is the truth.
It's going to use me to reach people in this industry. Like, I don't think I made it to top 0.01% for God not to use me. I was such a numb person. And if I could save somebody from going through that or potentially starting that, I will do it.
Let's take a look at the comments. One says, she made her money. Now it's time to exploit a new demographic. By the way, that comment has a lot of likes. Other people are believing her. Jesus called her name. God's been waiting all this time to give her purpose and bring her life so beautiful. Now, I'll tell you, my hope is that she is just fully authentic. However, why I'm suspicious of her, amongst other reasons, is, okay, now she's all of a sudden saved. She's a true believer, a truly moral person now, yet she's doing this still in the public eye. She's public facing. She's not finding her new Christian values in private, deeply integrating them to her. She's on camera from day one. And of course, she's got her merch line. She's got a large following on Instagram and TikTok. So the fact that this is still, OnlyFans facing the camera, and now I'm a Christian still facing the camera is still on 24/7 with her. That raises my eyebrows a little bit. Now, part of her story is she found this Christian dude who's been making Christian content online for a few years, Jordan Giordano. Part of her story is he found her and he helped save her, which is awesome. By all rights, it seems like he's got some great content. Seems like people really value it. And then you also have to ask the question, if she saw something in this guy, remember her clip of like, if your boyfriend is there, I want to sit on his you-know-what and say, isn't mine tighter? So she's got like a certain sense of wanting to capture men. What is she capturing men with? If she saw this guy and realized, oh, I want to capture him, he's certainly not going to fall for my old immoral ways of trying to capture a man. What do I need to capture him? Oh, I need to be saved to capture him. Let's take a look at another example, because Nala Ray isn't the only person doing this. If you look at this influencer, Gwen the Milkmaid, what her text says, "Hi, I'm Gwen. In 2020, I made the biggest mistake of my life and started an OnlyFans account. Despite making more money than ever before, I was miserable and felt so alone. But this year, despite being an atheist my whole life, God found me and saved me. And now I'm determined to use my story to help other girls get out of this evil industry and find real joy in the Lord." And her Instagram account is all about, as you can see, these are carefully crafted photo shoots. These aren't candid photos. They're all set up photo shoots. She's wearing the outfits. Everything's perfect lighting, like very much set up. So you can see she's intentionally playing a role of like a homesteader, housewife, Christian lady. And of course, still camera on her, not doing this in private. I need the attention. And that's not to say that she's inauthentic, but it's just to say this is a growing trend of seeing women go from an immoral life in the public eye to now I'm a moral figure still in the public eye. Final clip of Nala Ray on the Michael Knowles interview. Just listen to her carefully crafting, saying the right Christian wording.
But then I really had to pray about it and was like, I'm struggling with this, God. Like, this is my logic about it, but it is not what God has for my life.
Yeah.
You know, this is not what God calls like a woman of God doing at all. Like, I am supposed to be truly diving into Christ and his love and modesty and learning what a wife looks like a Proverbs 31 woman, you know, in God's eyes, and getting closer to God by reading my Bible and praying. And I have, through that time, gotten to know God on such a level of deepness that is, again, continues to change my life. It directs my decision making in such an amazing way because...
By the way, I want to comment right there. She's telling people God's directing my decision making, scapegoating her decision making to God. By the way, letting God direct your decision making, that is probably the best way to live. But also, if your decision making is based on deception and manufacturing attention and money through deceit, then instead of owning that and being responsible or potentially guilty of it if you're found out, if you're doing that, devil masquerading as an angel in disguise, wouldn't you want to just scapegoat? Like, no, God's directing my decision making, therefore you can't really touch me with questioning my behavior because God's directing my decision making.
Supposed to put God first in everything. And I think that's very true.
Okay, so put God first in everything. All great words. Like a true Christian would be saying these words. And a false Christian who's got a little bit of intelligence would also be saying these words. My judgment, based on everything I have seen, is Nala Ray. She is more phony than she is authentic. One other thing we didn't even look at is the work she's had done on her face. Obviously, her lips are done. She's got Botox. I mean, like, did God direct her to do that? Cool, you were doing that on OnlyFans, but does God want you to alter your God-given face? Did God tell you to do that? Or the Botox, the lips being done, amongst whatever else altered on her body, are those fake characteristics coming from someone who's rooted in more fakeness than authenticity? Seems to me to be the exact same person that was running OnlyFans. Now she's just doing the same pattern in a Christian environment, not an OnlyFans environment. However, while my judgment is that she's a phony, she's the same person, I think this is an improvement. Because at the very least, if you read through the comments on the videos, you'll see a lot of people just saying, like, dude, she is fake. I don't buy this crap for a minute. And then you'll see a lot of other people commenting, hey, you've inspired me to read the Bible. So even if she's being fake, some people who buy into it, they're actually like moving themselves. This Nala Ray isn't moving them, but she's inspiring them to move themselves in a better direction. So while her phoniness and running the same patterns now just in a Christian role rather than an OnlyFans role may have some positives for other people, I would dare say it's certainly more positive than her running the same patterns on OnlyFans. Nobody's going to have any remote positive inspiration from that. But I would say the person who doesn't benefit from this is probably her. Yeah, if she's playing the role, she's reading the Bible. Hopefully she does. I mean, she says she does. By reading the Bible, some things are going in. They'll penetrate a little bit. Yeah, she does get some benefit, but I dare say she is tricking herself. She's probably lying to herself. She probably buys into her own stories. So my hunch is this is still a person who's got deep-seated trauma that drove her to devalue herself in order to get the value of money to compensate for how unvaluable she feels on OnlyFans. So I think this is the same person with deep-seated trauma, and my prayer for her would be that she finds her heart and truly heals her trauma that she obviously has. While I will call her out as like, you look like a phony to me, I will say she's a human being, probably with a lot of trauma inside, and I truly hope and pray for the best for her, that she finds her heart and she works her way through whatever pain and trauma that she does carry. But let me know in the comments below your thoughts on her and your thoughts on this trend of women going from immoral behavior like OnlyFans to like, now I'm a Christian influencer. Let me know your thoughts. Fake, real, different in different scenarios, and specifically with Nala Ray. Look forward to hearing what you think in the comments. I appreciate you for watching this video, my beautiful freedom-loving friend. I look forward to seeing you on our next one. Be sure to subscribe to my OnlyFans account.